with a fastball, and Seitzer quick enough to foul it off. Bankhead has allowed only 6 hits in his last 10 innings. Has not allowed a run in his last 9 innings of work. Seitzer managed to spoil a good pitch. That was a breaking ball toward the outside corner. For sure a pitcher's pitch. But Seitzer able to spoil it. That's why he's a good hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just underway. He got in on him with a fastball. Alvin Davis, the first baseman.
Accomplished just exactly what they wanted to there. You could see Valley, the catcher, set the target inside. Bankhead has good movement on his fastball tonight, tailing back in against the right-handed hitters, and it got in on his fist there.
So now the 2 principals in the off-season trade will go head-to-head. Bankhead and Tartabull. You talk about adrenaline. They both will right now try to overachieve, won't they? Valley near the stands, but it's atop the roof. 1 strike on Danny Tartabull. This is a big at-bat for Tartabull and for Bankhead. After this at-bat, they'll settle down, but not this time. This is something special. You could see Tartabull so anxious after the first pitch. See if Bankhead throws one out of the strike zone. No. That's a surprise, and there's a drive to deep right, and Christensen has room and makes the catch. Well, that's surprising, Denny, because you figure Tartabull so anxious, and he swung at the 2 pitches. A surprise that Bankhead threw him a strike, but he was just as excited as Tartabull. 1, 2, 3, and out after half an inning, no score. Well, here's how the Royals will deploy defensively on the Kingdome turf tonight. Bosley, Wilson, and Tartabull. Seitzer and Salazar on the left side. White and Balboni on the right side in the inner defense. Lee Brandt and Quirk. And Charles making start number 12. And trying to snap a personal 2-game losing streak. He lost in Milwaukee in his last start. That was the first game of this road trip. Final score 3-2. And he lost his previous start in Chicago. Same score, 3-2. So Charlie's 6-4, 2.45 ERA. His ERA good for 2nd in the American League. Here is Mickey Brantley. Brantley was front and center in the Mariner attack last night with 2 singles, a home run, 4 RBIs. Mickey Brantley. He's been bothered by a sore elbow. One ball, no strikes. Charlie really pulled the string on him, and now will have to hurry his throw to first, and does. Brantley, fooled by Lee Brandt's changeup, hits a little tap. 1 away. Here's Phil Bradley. 235 batting average, 2 homers, 21 RBIs. Bradley has a 6-game hitting streak going. He's hit in 14 of 16. Charlie works a slider on the inside corner, strike 1. Buddy Black and Mike Moore will pitch the finale tomorrow afternoon. We'll televise on most of these stations. Then it's on to Minnesota. Next weekend, the Royals begin a homestand, which will feature the A's and the Angels. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bradley. 2 strikes. Charlie's career record against Seattle, 4-2. 3.7 ERA. He has usually pitched well here in the Kingdome. 3-1 lifetime. 2.6. That is excellent work in this building. Well, did Bradley get jammed or what? Lee Brandt will take him in assistant. So Charles has had Brantley and Bradley groping and swinging at off-speed pitches. 2 little taps. And both pitchers off to a good start.
Charlie laughing about it with Frank White. They said to him, no, don't worry. I won't try to do this all by myself. Let you guys in on it.
Wouldn't mind, but it's not going to work that way. John Christensen, who hurt his ankle a little bit, making a catch last night, but back in there tonight. 274 batting average. 1 ball, no strikes on Christensen, who has hit in 7 of 9. Little tap. This time Seitzer throws on the run, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So both Lee Brandt and Bankhead off to good starts, and after 1 inning in Seattle, no score. There's the Royal family, Denny. Well, at least Royal fans. Wearing their official Royal uniforms, official Royal batting caps. And eating, I guess, official Kingdome malteds. Greg Edwards and Char Lewis are here from Portland, Oregon. Used to live in Kansas City. Wanted to be remembered to everyone back home, and they're thinking about getting married on June the 27th. And the note said that they'll be spending June the 28th watching the Royals and the Mariners. Getting married on June 27th, watching the Royals and the Mariners on June the 28th. Okay.
Honeymoon.
George Orta hitting 200. Outside corner. That's not so bad. My dad took my mom to a doubleheader in Chicago on their honeymoon to see the Washington Senators and the White Sox.
I like it.
It's great, huh? She has never recovered. 1-1 on George. George drove in a run with that pinch double to left center last night, and he strokes one solidly to deep center. And Moses going as deep as he can in this ballpark to bring it down. So Bankhead, who gives up a lot of fly balls, and many of them deep, but kept Orta in dead center. George went down and got a fastball tailing down and away from him and really stroked it.
Moses kept this ball in his sights all the way. A lot of times you'll see a center fielder just turn his back on the ball and try to hustle back there as quick as he can and then pick it up again. But Moses kept his eye on it all the way and just kind of drifted back, but drifted back fast and was able to make the catch.
4-10 out there to dead center. Here's Frank White. Frank, 222, 5 homers, 25 RBIs. Frank has hit an 8 of 11. Blowing outside. Bankhead has not given up a ground ball yet. All 3 outs in the first inning. Fly balls or pop-ups. Tartabull flied out to deep right field to end the first. Bankhead behind Frank White, 2-0. Frank, a lifetime 300 hitter against Seattle. Two balls and a strike. Well, he's nailed the outside corner with those last 2 pitches. And it's 2-2. Joe Brinkman is the plate umpire tonight. Another fly ball. This one will be caught. If you keep the ball in dead center, you're going to do all right here. But it's only 316 down the lines, they say. There are those who would dispute that, Dan.
I don't really think it's that far.
Now Thad Bosley. Thad 313 with a home run and 9 RBIs. Five hitters, 5 fly balls. In there, strike one. In that respect, a pitcher who gives up a lot of fly balls, Bankhead would remind you of a lot of Don Sutton. Sutton was a fly ball pitcher who did very well at Dodger Stadium because the ball would never carry that well at Dodger Stadium, especially at night. Outside to Bosley. Don Sutton, during his glory years with the Dodgers, had a terrible record in Chicago at Wrigley Field. And the reason was just about every time that Don Sutton would pitch there, the wind was blowing out and his fly balls would be home runs. So Bankhead, in a sense, is much like Don Sutton. There's the first ground ball. It's going to be a tough play. And out at first as Ramos, throwing across the body, got enough on it to get Bosley. And the Royals go in order for the second straight inning. To the bottom of the second we go. 0-0. At the Kingdome, we go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Presley, Davis, and Valley. Jim Presley batting .264 with 11 home runs, 39 batted in. Lee Brandt had an excellent first inning. One strike on Presley. Jim 0 for 4 last night. 3 fly balls and a strikeout. And behind Lee Brandt 0-2. Presley's only hit in this series was an infield single in his last at bat against Saberhagen on Thursday night. Oh-2 pitch. Got him. Lee Brandt needled the outside corner with a fastball. So Presley having a tough series. And Lee Brandt punches him out.
Looks like Joe Brinkman is going to give the pitchers that outside corner tonight. Scott Bankhead hit it with a couple of pitches in succession, and Lee Brandt stitches it right there.
Strikeout number 1 for Charles. Up comes Alvin Davis. 304, 3 homers, 23 batted in. Davis 5 hits in his last 9 at-bats. 3 hits off Saberhagen Thursday night. This telecast authorized under rights granted by the Royals solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of the game without the express written consent of the Royals and WDAF-TV is prohibited. 1 strike on Alvin Davis. Seattle manager Dick Williams. Pitching coach Billy Connors alongside. Frank White to his left. And Lee Brandt has faced 5 retired 5. Bankhead has pitched 2 perfect innings. Here is Valley, the catcher. Dave hitting .316 with 5 homers, 21 RBIs. 1-0 pitch. Fooled him with the change. It's 1-1. See those folks watching the game right there? You know who that is, Dan?
Dick Balderson, isn't it?
And family. Dick, now the general manager here in Seattle, formerly with the Royals, did such an outstanding job. There's Baldy and Marcia. Young Brett. And their little girl. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 men are out. Baldy's got the best seat in the house, doesn't he?
You beat it.
Ball 4. So the game's first base runner is Dave Valley, who draws a 2-out base on balls. So Charles not real pleased with the 2-out base on balls and will deal now with Domingo Ramos. The Mariners shortstop batting .278. Pretty good cut at a fastball, but he fouled it off. Strike 1 on Ramos. Very conservative lead by David Valley at first. Had a notion, didn't swing, should have, and it's 0-2. See how Lebrand and Quirk operate with a count 0-2 on Domingo Ramos. Same pitch that he struck out Presley with. Fastball outside corner. So Brinkman punches out 2 Mariners in the second, and after 2 well-pitched innings, there is no score. There's the best-dressed kid in the Kingdome tonight, Denny. Designer jeans, official baseball sweater, running treads, latest hairstyle.
Yeah, but he can't beat my bat tie.
So far, none of the hitters have been able to beat the pitchers. Bankhead and Lebrand off to great starts. Bankhead yet to allow a base runner. So it'll be Balboni, Salazar, and Quirk. Steve showing signs of coming out of it. So we'll see what happens tonight against a former mate. 3rd inning. Here's Den.
Steve currently hitting .194 with 8 home runs, 19 driven in. Bankhead ready to go to work against him. Started him off with a curveball and a good one. Bankhead hadn't struck out anybody yet. 5 balls in the air and the ground out. Hard to foul. Bounced it off the facing of the upper deck. But way out front. No balls, 2 strikes. Advantage Bankhead. Bankhead now has worked 11 consecutive scoreless innings. Fouled off the other way. You know, there has never been a no-hitter thrown in this building. We saw Vida Blue pitch a 1-hitter here for the Royals back in 1982. And we saw a right-hander named Mike Trujillo completely surprise the Royals last year with a 1-hitter. but never a no-hitter. Off the end of the bat by Balboni, and it's foul. That thing is still spinning. Scott Bankhead 8-9 as a rookie with the Royals last year. He missed 6 starts with a strained right shoulder and continued to have arm problems in spring training, but once the season began, he was something to watch. Won his first 3 starts in a Mariner uniform. Outside. Bankhead has been either very good or very bad. His ERA in his 6 wins is 1.61, but in his 3 losses, 10.67. Only went for a bad pitch. There's the first strikeout of the night for Bankhead.
You'll see that Steve is out in front of this pitch. Bankhead pulled the string on him just enough. And as Dennis mentioned, strikeout number 1.
Now Angel Salazar hitting .244 with 2 homers and 15 RBIs. Angel was 0 for 3 last night. Missed. Fouled out of play. Mariners have supported Scott Bankhead well so far this year. A 6-3 record despite a 4.37 earned run average. Just contrast that with Danny Jackson of the Royals, who has a much better ERA, but who is currently 2-7. Danny Jackson, by the way, will replace Brett Saberhagen in the rotation Tuesday night in Minnesota. Saberhagen out with the bad ankle. That one's going to reach the seats. Crowd continuing to filter in here. Some big crowds around baseball today. 36,345 saw Toronto come from behind to beat Baltimore 8-5. George Brett took some swings in batting practice tonight against live pitching for the first time since his knee injury. Alongside trainer Paul McGann in there, taking a close look at George and monitoring his progress. If all goes well, he'll play against the California Angels next Friday night, June 12th in Kansas City. A ball and 2 strikes to Salazar. He too went for that same pitch that Balboni chased. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bankhead here to begin the 3rd. It works once, try it again, then.
He really has pretty good command of all his pitches, as does Leibrandt. So even in this little tiny ballpark, Denny, we've apparently got a pretty good pitching duel shaping up here.
Now the number 9 hitter, Jamie Quirk, who popped up as a pinch hitter last night. Jamie batting .250 on the year with a home run and 10 driven in. Off-speed pitch to Jamie. Bounced in there. No runs, no hits, no errors for either team tonight. That's a strike 1-1. Quirk got tired of waiting and stepped out. breaking ball. 2-1. $34,000 today. Watch the Boston Red Sox lose to Detroit in 14 innings. 5-3 the final there. Wade Boggs did hit his 10th home run of the year for Boston. He's never hit more than 8 in the season before. Eric King won it in relief for the Tigers. California knocked off the White Sox 2-1. Mike Witt winning his 7th. Oakland beat Cleveland 6-4. That'll be the inning. Davis beats Quirk to the bag. Scott Bankhead has retired 9 straight Royals. To the bottom of the 3rd we go. No score. Don't have to be a mathematician to add up those numbers. Nothing but zeros on the board so far as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. And John Moses set to lead it off for Seattle against Charlie Leibrandt, who has given up just a 2-out walk to Dave Valley in the 2nd inning. No hits in the game. John Moses batting .278 with a home run and 17 driven in. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. Some of the players receive a Florsheim shoe wardrobe from Steve's Shoes. Steve's is Kansas City's headquarters for Florsheim. You'll find a complete selection of Florsheims at Steve's 24 locations. John Moses really didn't figure prominently in the Seattle plans when the Mariners headed for spring training. They started using him there as a part-time first baseman after he'd played a lot of center field for them last year, and he hit so well in spring training that he's back playing a prominent role again in the outfield for the Mariners. Ball and 2 strikes. Mariners lead the American League in hitting as a team at .274. They've hit better than .300 over their last 11 games, but nothing so far tonight against Leibrandt, who, as always, is making it look easy. Charlie looks as if he's playing catch with his daughter in the backyard. It's not a lot of effort. Salazar throws across to get him. Now Harold Reynolds hitting .299. Harold working on a 5-game hitting streak, in which he's batted almost .430. Reynolds a switch hitter. He's hit considerably higher this year as a right-handed batter. The Mariners have really fared well this year against left-handers. Their record 10-5 against southpaw pitching. 2-0 now to Harold. Dick Williams won back-to-back World Series with the Oakland A's. Took the San Diego Padres to the World Series in '84. Billy Gardner. Ever patient skipper of the Royals. 3-1 now to count. Hit that outside corner again, the count full. Both pitchers have been living on the corners tonight. That's going to be the first hit of the ball game. Falls in front of Danny Tarnable. Reynolds hit it well. And he's always a threat to steal.
Like a fastball that Charlie wanted to get out a little further than that, Denny. And to go along with what you said about the pitchers, Bankhead and Leibrandt, so far living on the corner, it'll be interesting to see the hitters adjust the second time through the lineups.
Here's Mickey Brantley, who homered last night.
Excuse me. You may see the hitters swinging at more first pitches. Something to watch for.
Brantley certainly did last night. He went up there hacking. Brantley has excellent power. Lee Brandt knows it. Missed the inside corner. Brantley hit 30 home runs in AAA ball at Calgary last year. Reynolds with a pretty good lead away from first. Has stolen 18 bases this year. And Lee Brandt goes that way. Almost threw it by Balboni. The Mariners have 3 of the top 5 base stealers in the American League. Bill Bradley, the second to Ricky Henderson, with 20. Reynolds has 18. They got him picked up, but it's going to be called a ball. Reynolds still doesn't know it. Umpire is telling him he can go on back and explaining to Charlie Lee Brandt that he had made the move toward home. Charlie's still arguing, but to no avail. The balk will move the runner into scoring position.
Denny, the other night in Milwaukee, Charlie made a move to first. It was a little more flagrant balk than that. It was not called. Well, just about exactly the same thing now that I see it on replay. He did that in Milwaukee the other night. It was not called. But this is a different umpiring crew.
Looks for all the world like he's starting to go home. Now he just fires across the body to first base. Reynolds was picked off, but the balk moves him to second.
Yeah, that's a balk. Nobody else argued.
Good stop by Jamie Quirk. I'll tell you, the one full season that Jamie spent primarily as a catcher, working about 100 games behind the plate for the Omaha Royals in '85, really improved his catching skills. 2 balls, no strikes now to Brantley. The speedy Harold Reynolds at second base and 1 out. There he goes. Quirk's throw to third. Not in time. Reynolds has his 19th stolen base of the year.
Denny, a lot of base runners, good base stealers, will tell you that it's easier to steal third base on a left-handed pitcher than on a right-handed pitcher. Apparently, Harold Reynolds is among those who thinks that way. He got a tremendous jump. And there he is.
Now we'll see if they can get him home with a fly ball. The Mariners lead the major leagues in sacrifice flies this year. When they get a runner 90 feet away, they do a good job of getting him home with a fly ball deep enough. 3-1 the count to Brantley. Charlie Lee Brandt would love to have a strikeout here. Charlie lost 3-2 to Milwaukee in the first game of this trip. Little number out in front of the plate. Quirk's going to throw to first, and it gets on by. The run will score. Brantley going for third. And an excellent relay throw. Danny Tartabull hit the cutoff man Salazar, who made a quick and perfect throw to Seitzer at third to get Brantley. But the run scores, and Seattle leads 1-0. Two outs now, and Phil Bradley, the hitter. So the Royals, who committed 4 errors last night, commit their first one of this game. And the Mariners are on the board. Here's Phil Bradley, who bounced run back at Lee Bradley's first time up. This time Salazar takes care of it. And that's the inning. But the Mariners score to go ahead 1-0 after 3. Tonight, the Allstate Insurance Companies. Leave it to the good hands people to insure your home, your car, your business, or your family. Allstate. With Fred White, I'm Denny Trace. The Mariners get an unearned run in their half the third to take the lead 1-0. Royals had 3 errors charged to their catcher last night. Jamie Quirk picks up one here. Throwing error on a little chopper out in front of the plate. No RBI for Mickey Brantley on the play as Harold Reynolds scored. And now Willie Wilson, the leadoff man, facing Scott Bankhead, who has seen the minimum number of hitters so far. Willie goes after the first pitch and fouls it out of play.
I mean, one thing is clear, the Mariners are a very aggressive club on the bases this year, aren't they?
That's for sure. Dick Williams has them running.
They lead the American League in stolen bases now with 74.
Wilson in a hole now, 0-2.
Scott Bankhead, to me, looks quicker tonight than he did at any time last year with the Royals.
And he has been throwing strikes. I mentioned that Bankhead has a much better record than, say, Danny Jackson of the Royals, despite a much higher ERA, but it should be noted that Danny Jackson has walked twice as many hitters as Scott Bankhead so far, and about the same number of innings.
Bankhead off to a good start. It'll be interesting to watch him over the course of an entire season. His first 2 years in professional baseball, he's had some shoulder problems late in the year. He's not a big, strong guy. He's 5'10", weighs 175, and just kind of muscle the ball up there.
1-2 pitch to Willie. Hit hard to center field. John Moses on the run again. He may set the indoor record for most total distance traveled. He went way back to get a couple in the opening inning.
Moses gets back there seemingly easily. He gets a good jump on the ball. Seems to have a great sense of the spot to go to.
Now Kevin Seitzer, who popped up to the first baseman in foul territory his first time in. Kevin with 64 hits this season. The exact same number, by the way, that Don Mattingly of the Yankees has. That's pretty good company.
See if the Yankees sent Mattingly back to New York to have his back examined. They've got Ricky Henderson on the disabled list now with a bad hamstring muscle, so the Yankees are hurting a little bit.
0-1 pitch outside, but perhaps not as much as the Royals. If this ankle injury to Brett Saberhagen proves to be really serious, he will miss at least one start. We know that already. He stepped on a ball while running in the outfield. Seitzer helped him out a little bit there.
He's going to miss 10 days, they think. And there's an off day in there, so that may be one start, it may be two, depending on how the ankle responds.
You see Seitzer as deep as he can get in the batter's box, awaiting the 1-2 pitch from Bankhead. Down he goes. 11 straight Royals retired by former Royal Scott Bankhead. That's the third strikeout.
Denny, over the last 2 years, the Royals have had 4 pitchers hurt while running in the outfield.
You have to lock them up between starts. Now Danny Tarnable, who flied deep to right his first time, but is still 5 for 9 against his former teammates so far in '87. Bankhead took something off, but got it over.
Be interesting to see now if he changes his pattern the second time through the lineup, or if the Royals perhaps begin to catch up to him.
Missed 1-1. Bankhead shaking off his catcher, Dave Valley, with some regularity tonight. Nails the outside corner at the knees, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he's going to throw the ball like that in that spot, it's going to be a tough night.
Tardebo hits it on a line to left, but Bill Bradley on the warning track to haul it in. 12 straight Royals retired. Still 1-0 Seattle as we go to the bottom of the fourth. 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for Seattle here in the bottom of the fourth. John Christensen, the right fielder, to lead it on. Grounded out his first time up. Charlie Lee Brandt goes to work inside. Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the Royals Television Network.
Get in the swing of it. Royals baseball. Royals baseball.
Lee Brandt working quickly. Evens the count at 1-1. John Christensen came up through the New York Mets farm system, was traded over to Boston, and then the Red Sox sent him here in the deal that saw Spike Owen and Dave Henderson wind up in the pennant-winning Red Sox last year.
The attendance last night and again today in Major League Baseball has just been outstanding in both leagues. They're packing all the parks. There's a pretty good crowd here tonight.
The 2-1 pitch to Christensen fouled away. Everybody wants to see that ball jump out of the park. It's doing it with great frequency.
Some of the crowd here in the Kingdome. They had 21,000 last night. Disappointing 12,000 the first night, but back over 20 here this evening. Maybe more like 30.
Back to Lee Brandt. 1 out. Speaking of last night, they just announced a scoring change from the 9th inning of last night's game. If you were up late with us, you may remember that Kevin Seitzer hit a ground ball up the middle that shortstop Domingo Ramos got his glove on. I speculated at the time that it surely had to be a hit, but they called it an error. Now they've changed it, indeed, to a base hit for Seitzer. It did take kind of a tough hop up off the glove of Ramos and on into center field, and Seitzer now has been credited with a hit, so he had 2 last night. And here's the Seattle cleanup man, Jim Presley, who was called out on strikes back in the 2nd inning. Presley on the year with 39 runs batted in. That's the same as Dave Winfield. Royals have pitched him very well, though. He's 1 for 9 against Royals pitching this season. Off the end of the bat foul.
Did you get a chance to watch George Brett take batting practice any before the game?
I saw him take about 3 swings, and none of them were too good, but I was busy and didn't get to see all that he took.
I saw him do a couple pretty good ones. Ran a bit in the outfield tonight. He's getting closer.
A ball and 2 strikes now to Presley. George having a lot of trouble getting used to that brace on his knee, which really cuts down his mobility, but trainer Mickey Cobb is sure that George will be able to adjust to it just fine. He'd like him to wear it for about a month after he comes back. Again, cued off the end of the bat foul.
George has played his whole career. He's been injured a number of times, but he's never worn braces, bandages, laps, that type of thing. There's Mickey Cobb and Paul McGannon sitting next to him, the Royals trainer, Al Zeke, the equipment man on the left. George usually sits right next to Al Zeke in the dugout. He might be in riding the bike or doing a little something for rehabilitation.
Fouled out of play again.
But it is interesting, as long as George has played, that he hasn't worn wraps, braces, or most times he just goes out there and plays ball.
Didn't even like to wear batting gloves.
Nope.
Lee Brandt ready with the 1-2 pitch to Presley. Just high and away.
Kenny, I really think if Jim Presley played somewhere in the Midwest or the East, that he would be a very well-known American League third baseman. He plays out here where they play very late, and a lot of people in the rest of the country don't get the news the next day. Good play.
Bounce to the shortstop, Salazar, and 2 out. Lee Brandt getting a lot of ground balls. 2 in the first inning, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and the first 2 outs of the fourth here on ground balls, and not well hit ground balls at all. Alvin Davis bounced out to Frank White his first time in.
It's a guy who's changed as a hitter since his rookie year. He was a power hitter his first year up, struggled last year. Now he's hitting for a lot of average and only 3 home runs on the year. He's just getting the ball in play and kind of letting nature take its course, getting his hits.
Big fella, very selective hitter. In for a strike. Bud Black against Mike Moore here tomorrow. We'll televise it for you on most of these same stations. Fouled out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Charlie Leibrandt, 30-year-old lefty who always seems to keep the Royals in the ballgame. He's pitched into the 7th inning in 6 straight starts. He's been everything they could ask for when they made the deal. The Cincinnati Reds for Bob Tufts, who has long since departed the baseball scene. Missed away, a ball and 2 strikes.
You know, he's 3-1 here in the Kingdom, an ERA of under 3. He just keeps you in ball games, time after time after time.
Again, down and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mariners 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error by the Royals. Kansas City still looking for its first hit. Bounced wide of the bag at first, past Frank Howard. There's Frank, who still holds the major league record for most home runs in a week. He swatted 10 out in a week's time.
I bet he didn't get any hang time on any of them. Boy, he got them out quickly.
There's Ozzie Virgil, the third base coach. His son Ozzie Jr. catching for the Atlanta Braves now and having a good year. Back up the middle, off the glove of Leibrandt, and a good carom shot. 1-6-3 on the putout as Leibrandt got his glove on it. The Mariners go in order, but still lead 1-0 through 4. 4 innings gone in Seattle. Royals trailing the Mariners by a score of 1-0. But the Mariners still trailing the Royals in the American League West. They put up the team flags out in right center field here in order of placement in the standings in the Western Division. So that's how they stand right now. Don't forget the 6th inning will be the Miller Lite Rally inning. And for this game, we picked a postcard from Hot Springs, Arkansas. George Orta from Mazatlan, Mexico, leading off the Royals' 5th. Fly deep to center his first time up. That's a curveball for a strike. One and one now to George. Way foul. Royals trying to win for only the 2nd time on this road trip, anxious to get back home. On the inside corner, down goes Orta. 4th strikeout for Scott Bankhead. He has really been painting the corners. When the Royals finally do get back home on June the 12th, they'll begin a stretch of 17 of 24 games at home. White takes the strike. Frank flied to center his first time up. He was 1 for 4 last night. Bankhead working on a string of 13 consecutive scoreless innings. That time through a 59-foot breaking ball. It's 1-1. Easy to keep track of the Bankhead strikeout total. You can see they keep them posted down by the Mariner bullpen. Foul back. Bankhead ahead on the count again. 1-2. He's been pitching that way all night long. Hit the bat of Frank White. A frightful foul ball. Look at it, boring in on Frank. And off the handle of the bat. Now the 1-2. Just missed. Bankhead has been around the plate with just about every pitch.
Well, he has. I think Brinkman's been a little bit generous with the outside corner to right-handed hitters. He's helped him a little bit.
Frank fouls it back again off the screen.
Frank had 2 strikes called on him on the outside corner the first time up that he really didn't agree with. I think he thought the pitch was outside. The third pitch about in the same location, he went after it, got it on the end of the bat, and was out on the fly to center, and he just fought that pitch off right there.
Brinkman, I think, though, has been very, very consistent with these calls tonight. Now 3-2. In danger of walking his first man tonight. In there.
I'd like to see a gun. I'd like to know how hard Bankhead is throwing right now. It just seems to me like he is really getting the ball up there.
Ramos retreats, but still throws out Frank White. Bankhead still perfect through 15 batters.
Well, Frank got on top of the ball and hit a high bouncer out there. Ramos giving ground. He's got a pretty strong arm and made an accurate throw here, and then Davis went out to get it to help him out, and it really wasn't all that close.
Now Thad Bosley. Ball 1 to Boz. Thad bounced out to the shortstop his first time up. Starting in left field tonight, Bo Jackson having a rough trip, 0 for 13 on the trip, so Bosley gets the start in left. Swing and a miss. Billy Connors, the Mariners pitching coach, certainly should know how to pitch to Thad Bosley. He was the pitching coach for the Chicago Cubs when Thad was playing so well coming off the bench there for the Cubbies. Had more hits as a pinch hitter than any player in the major leagues in 1985 when they were together in Chicago. Fouled back out of play. And again, Bankhead ahead 1-2. Good shot of Billy Connors there. Billy had a hip replacement in the offseason. Had to spend most of his time at home talking to his parrot, Lucy. Here comes the 1-2. Line to right field. There's the first hit of the game for the Royals, and it may go for extra bases. The throw from Christensen not in time. Bosley slides in for a double with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Well, Bosley just a good hitter. And Bankhead not walking people, challenging everybody. And Bosley went down and got a pitch that time and hit it right on the button to right field.
Bankhead gets a great ovation from the partisan crowd here. Now Steve Balboni, who struck out his first time up. Let's see if Steve can pick him up. Royals with their first base runner tonight. Told you before the game, Scott Bankhead has given up 16 home runs this year. 13 of them have been solo shots. A 2-run blow by Balboni here would put the Royals in front. One pitch to Steve, went for a bad one.
Penny, in his previous 5 starts here in the Kingdome, Bankhead has surrendered 10 home runs, so he's been giving up 2 a game in this part.
That's the same pitch that he used to strike out Balboni the first time. They're going to try it again. Yes. Steve offering again, and just did manage to get the bat on it.
The way Scott Bankhead is pitching Balboni is going to take a Bankhead mistake. And he just hasn't made any of those yet tonight.
He's going to have to hang one of those breaking pitches. Now let's see if they'll just try to keep Balboni honest and bust one inside. Through the signs again. No, it is a breaking pitch. He did hang it. It could be. It is gone. A home run for Balboni.
Really,
there's the mistake.
Yeah, the first one he's made really all night long, and give credit to Steve Balboni. He took advantage of it. He did not miss when he got his opportunity. That is a big blow for the Royals.
Steve Balboni's 9th home run of the year. Gets his 20th and 21st RBIs, and the Royals are on top 2-1.
It's got to give the ball club a lift after losing last night, hitting the ball hard, not getting anything out of it. And Bankhead had the perfect game going, and then when he hung it right over the plate in a perfect spot for Balboni, and again Steve making no mistake with it. Let's see if the Royals get it going a little bit now, even with 2 out.
Salazar struck out his first time up. That one's low. Scott Bankhead was perfect through the first 14 hitters he faced. Thad Bosley doubled off the wall in right. Balboni with a 2-strike home run. Jim Presley along the line. It's a foul ball. Presley did the right thing. The umpire behind him signaling foul, but he has no way of knowing. Go ahead and fire it over there.
Yeah, don't umpire in that situation. Just go ahead and make the play. Sort of like the code of the Old West. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Right. The Royals now 2 runs on 2 hits. The Mariners 1 run on 1 hit off Charlie Leibrandt. That was an unearned run in the 3rd inning. Scored on a throwing error by Jamie Quirk. Harold Reynolds trotting in from 3rd when Quirk tried to throw out Mickey Brantley and fired it past Balboni into the corner in right field. 1-2 now to Salazar. Minor foul. The ball girls have had a rough series. I haven't seen them field one yet, have you? It was a valiant try, though. High chop to the shortstop. Ramos throws on the run, didn't quite get him.
The Salazar kind of lit up the last step. He looked like he was having trouble getting organized to hit the bag, and he had to kind of chop a step down there, but he still was able to beat it out.
So that's the third straight hit for the Royals after 14 straight outs.
High bouncer, the shortstop charging hard, has to throw across his body. Now you see Angel, he didn't see it. He had to just chop a step in order to hit the bag right. So the Royals get another 2-out runner.
And Jamie Quirk, the batter. Jamie bounced out to the first baseman unassisted back in the third. Lined up the middle, the fourth straight hit for the Royals. Salazar will hang on at second base.
Denny, it's interesting. Sometimes this can happen to a pitcher. You go along and you're perfect through 15 guys. Then when the first hit falls in, things begin to go against you. Now 3 Royals have hit the ball hard. Valley's going to go out and have a chat with him. They're going to go to work down in the bullpen. Out comes Billy Connors. And Bankhead may be getting a little bit defensive right now, just not as aggressive as he was. Jerry Reed.
I'm sure Billy Connors is going to say to him, "You've still got the same stuff you brought into the ball game. You just made a couple of mistakes. Let's go back to work and get it done."
New Mariner uniform they're sporting this year. The Trident is gone.
More and more teams going back to the old traditional style of baseball uniforms, and I say amen to that.
I like them.
Here's Willie Wilson. 0 for 2 in the game. Has flied out twice. Quirk at first, Salazar at second. Well, he cuts and misses.
Hey, let's not forget, too, that the Royals are the second time through the batting order now. They're seeing Scott Bankhead for the second time, and that can make a difference to a ball club. Had a chance to see him, had a chance to talk about him to the other hitters on the bench.
Wilson seeing him for the third time takes a strike, and he's behind 0-2.
I think Joe Brinkman, and again, this is not a criticism of him, but I think he's kind of been a pitcher's umpire tonight. I think the strike zone's been a little bit generous, and that's all right, because as you point out, he's been consistent.
Down low with a breaking ball.
I know 2 guys who would not agree with that. 2 pitchers. The hitters certainly would.
Same pitch, same spot. It's 2-2 now.
Penny, easy to say in this situation, too, but do you have the feeling maybe that Scott's lost a couple of miles an hour? This doesn't seem to be getting up there as quickly as he was.
That would be hard to figure. In the 5th inning, he really hadn't thrown that many pitches. He's been ahead of most of the hitters. You would think right now he'd be hitting his peak as far as velocity is concerned, but you could well be right. Billy Connors keeping a chart of the pitches there. Willie Wilson with a little looper into center field. Could be the 5th straight hit. John Moses with a diving catch. He got it and hung on.
Boy, that is a big, big play.
That's for sure. The Royals with 4 hits in the inning, but score just twice on the 2-run homer by Steve Balboni. They strand a couple on the great running grab by John Moses in center. Halfway through in Seattle, Royals 2, Mariners 1.
16 for the year with 5 home runs. It is sharply, but a good hop for Seitzer. And he's going to make the play. Dug out nicely by Balboni. The ball came up for Kevin Seitzer.
That's the play that Kevin has trouble with on the throws. He's much, much better now when he gets.
Strike 3 called. Leibrandt picked up the inside corner. Boy, Ramos doesn't think so.
Well, Ramos was unhappy the first time that Joe Brinkman called him out on strikes back in the second inning. But this breaking ball definitely caught some of the plate coming over.
I thought so too. Now Moses grounded to the shortstop his first time up. Another hot hitter. Over his last 10 games, he's at .357. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th, 2-1 Royals. Good ball game going. Charlie missed away. The count 1-0. Moses now 1 for 9 in this series. Boy, what a play he made in center field to prevent 2 runs from scoring and bring the top of the 5th to an end. Foul back and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. If Moses doesn't make that catch, 2-run score, and Wooley's at least at second base, maybe a third. And who knows what happens after that. So John Moses, the great defensive play in center field, kept this a very tight ball game. 2-1. Moses is 5th in the American League with 17 stolen bases, but you have to quickly tack on the fact that he's been caught stealing 10 times, and that's not a very good ratio. Frank White's got it. That's the inning. 4-3. Charlie gets him 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Royals 2, Seattle 1. Here in the Kingdome tonight, 2-1 Royals as we go to the 6th. I'm Fred White along with Denny Treese. Easy ball game to like.
That's for sure. It's going to be interesting now to see how Scott Bankhead comes back and pitches for the Mariners. The Royals with 4 straight hits against him. He was just on automatic pilot for 4 2/3 innings. Then they break it open. He gets out of it thanks to a great catch by Moses in center field. Now we'll see how he comes back and pitches here.
So the Royals go to work here in the 6th. Kevin Seitzer steps in over to tonight. He has fouled out to first, and he has struck out swinging against Bankhead. The first pitch is high. 1-0. This is the Miller Lite Rally inning. If the Royals score in this inning, we'll be sending a 19-inch General Electric color TV with remote control to Bernice Goodman from Hot Springs, Arkansas. And if the Royals don't score, we'll still be sending a Royals team jacket. To enter the Miller Lite Rally inning contest, simply send a postcard with your name, address, telephone number, and jacket size. Strike call. Send to Miller Lite Rally inning, care of WDAF-TV, 3030 Summit, Kansas City, Missouri, 64108. Send in your cards. First chance you get might be the proud winner of a new color TV set or a Royals team jacket. Strike again to Seitzer.
So far, the answer is very well, thank you. Scott Bankhead continuing to hit the corner.
Fouled it back. Kevin went through a little bit of a slump and then pushed his average back up to 322 coming into this ball game. He's at 318 right now. We started after the pitch and checked in time. Excellent reactions at the plate. Kevin Seitzer now full count, 3-2. Playable. John Christen's underneath it. Makes the catch, 1 gone. So Bankhead gets Seitzer on a 3-2 pitch. And now Danny Tartabull, who's 0 for 2 tonight, is going out on the fly to right and out on the fly to left. Come pretty close twice to hitting the ball very well, but just missed it both times, as Tartabull. Danny with a home run to right field last night. For the most part tonight, Scott Bankhead has kept the ball in the middle part of the park, and that's a place where you can do it. And if you can do that in the Kingdome, you can pitch well in here. That could be said of a lot of parks, but especially this one. Down low, 2-1. Danny now 5 for 10 in the 3 games here with a home run. Two and two. Boy, just missed the corner. Bankhead, and Valley turned around and said something to the umpire that time. That's the pitch that's been there all night long for the pitcher. Let's just see if you see Valley's reaction. Not there. He turned around and said something to Brinkman, which is very unusual. 3-2. There's the strikeout. Down with a breaking ball.
That breaking pitch low and away to the right-handed hitters has been his strikeout pitch tonight. And I still can't figure out why he didn't come right back with it with Steve Balboni. He gave him a breaking pitch and hung it up over the plate. Hung it badly.
Now Orta, who has driven the ball to the warning track in center and been out and struck out. Fastball high. 1-0. Outside with a fastball. 2-0. Breaking ball fouled off. So they gave him 2 fastballs, then a breaking ball, and the count is 2-1 with 2 out and nobody on here in the 6th. Quick moving ball game. Three and one. Billy Gardner looking on. Ball 4, he walked it. That pitch was just off the outside corner, so a 2-out walk to Orta. And now Frank White is up there. Frank is 0 for 2 tonight. The Royals got their runs after 2 were out in the 5th. Bosley doubled. Balboni hit the home run, then Salazar and Quirk picked up base hits before Moses made the excellent catch on Wilson to end the inning. So Frank has a chance to do some 2-out damage here. Scotty, we both know that George Orta is not going to try to steal a base. He's made a throw over that way. Missed with the fastball outside. 1-0. Royals 2 runs on 4 hits. The Mariners 1 run on 1 hit. Royals have made 1 error. It allowed the run to score for Seattle. You think Bankhead really thinks George Orta is going to try to steal a base?
It's be a case of mistaken identity. He thinks that's somebody else.
2-0 to Frank now. Out comes Billy Connors, the pitching coach, again to have a chat with Scott Bankhead. Now it's going to be interesting to see what he throws Frank White, isn't it?
I wonder if part of what he's going to say is forget about Orta and concentrate on Frank White here. Just go get him.
Yes, sir. I've got my program here, and just in case you don't know who the runner is at first, I'm going to tell you. George is an excellent player, but he's not a threat to steal a base. It's a little pep talk it looked like from Billy Gardner. You know, it might have been something along those lines about, look, be aggressive, go after him here. You've been pitching well, don't start getting defensive now. After the walk to Orta with 2 men out, which incidentally is the first walk he's given tonight. Now he's behind Frank White 2-0. Think he'll throw him a fastball for a strike? If he does, Frank might make it exciting. Here's the stretch. 2-0 pitch. He did, and Frank does. Ground ball. Great diving stop by Presley. No throw. But oh, what a play he made. It's an infield single for Frank. And now runners at first and second with 2 out.
I mentioned last night, Dick Williams says he hasn't seen anybody play third base better than Presley since Brooks Robinson. And Brooks couldn't have done that a whole lot better.
No. He probably made a wise decision by not throwing the ball. He was very deep and on the line and had to get off the ground. And Frank was going to beat it. Now here's Thad Bosley, who doubled with 2 out in the 5th, became the Royals' first base runner, and scored on Balbone's home run, and the Royals have the 2-1 lead. Fastball strike on the outer part of the plate, and they are busy now in the Seattle bullpen. Orta at second. Frank White at first. 2 out, top of the 6th, 2-1 Royals. Jerry Reed is the right-hander. Wilkinson is the left-hander. Ground ball. Great diving stop by Reynolds, and everybody's going to be safe. But he took a run away from the Royals. I tell you what, the Mariners are really throwing some leather at the Royals right now. They did not get an out on that play, but he saved a run.
Reynolds just got his body all tangled up around the ball, and he couldn't get his arms free to make a throw. But what a stop.
Now here's Steve Balboni. With the bases loaded and 2 men out, Balboni 1 for 2 tonight, struck out in the 3rd. And hit his 9th home run of the year with a man on in the 5th. He gave the Royals the lead with 2 out in the 5th. Now has the chance to break this ball game open somewhat. Bases loaded, 2 out. Fastball, fly ball, fairly well hit to right. It is off the wall. Bosley racing around 3rd. It's going to clear the bases. Balboni's at 2nd standing up. And it's 5-1 Royals. And Balboni has driven all 5 runs in, and he's done it with 2 men out. That is a big night for that man right there. And a big night for his ball club. When you start knocking him in with 2 men out, boys and girls, you are getting big, big hits.
Bankhead that time gave him a fastball, and Balboni jumped on it. At one point, that would have been a home run. What was it, about 3 years ago? They doubled the height of the right field wall here to 23 feet. But 3 or 4 years ago, Steve has his 2nd home run of the night.
I'm sure he'll settle for a double in that situation, and 3 RBI. Big, big at bat for Balboni. Strike on the outside corner. You raised a good point when the inning started. See how he comes back. Well, he got the first 2 hitters, but again, the problem started with 2 outs. Now 5-1 Royals. Salazar rips one to left, but Phil Bradley's right there to pick it off. Good round for the Royals. 3 runs scored. 3 hits, a man left, and now to the bottom of the 6th. Royals 5 and the Mariners 1. Here we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Royals now lead 5-1, so Charlie Leibrandt has a little breathing room. In this little ballpark, 4 runs isn't all that much. But still, the Royals have the 5-1 lead thanks to 2 big 2-out base hits by Steve Balboni. Bones delivered a 2-run home run with 2 out in the 5th and a double to drive in 3 with 2 out in the 6th. And by the way, Bernice Goodman from Hot Springs, Arkansas will receive a General Electric color television with remote control from Miller and from WDAF. Pitch to Reynolds as a strike. Harold Reynolds singled, went to 2nd on a balk, stole a base, and scored an error in the 3rd. He has counted for the only Seattle run tonight. Strike call, and now it's 0-2. Reed continues to throw in the Seattle bullpen. Jerry Reed, a right-hander, still working. So I don't know if Scott Bankhead's going to pitch the 7th inning or not. Leibrandt delivers. Reynolds takes outside. And now 1-2 to the switch hitter who's up there right-handed. Leibrandt has given just the 1 hit tonight. Reynolds got a 3-2 pitch in the 3rd inning and lined it to right. It was a clean base hit. Took a shot at it that time, too, and fouled it back. And now the count's a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Fastball inside, 2-2. Little pop-up, foul territory. Balboni really chasing after it and makes the play. Balboni had to make a long run to get to that thing, and he got there. 1 out now, and Mickey Brantwell will be up there. Let Balboni get after it. So 1 out, and now Brantley, who has grounded out to the pitcher and been safe on a throwing error by Jamie Quirk. He hit a little tap out in front of the plate. Jamie hurrying his throw to first through past first base. So Brantley's 0 for 2 up there now with 1 out, nobody on. The bottom of the 6th, 5-1 Royals. High with a fastball, 1-0. Mickey Brantley last night had 3 hits, a home run, and 4 runs driven in. Shot right through Charlie Lebrandt's legs, and Frank White grabs and fires and gets him. Brantley hit it right through Charlie Lebrandt's legs, right through the wicket, and Frank White, never for a moment taking for granted that Charlie might get it, went over and made the play near second base. Look how quickly he gets rid of the ball, and an accurate throw. So quick 2 outs, and here's Phil Brantley, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Phil has been out to the pitcher unassisted, who tagged him up the first base line and grounded out to the shortstop tonight. Has a 6-game hitting streak alive now. Charlie throws outside, 1-0. Charlie has walked 1, given 1 hit. He has struck out 3. He's retired 9 straight since Brantley was safe on the air back in the 3rd inning. Now 2-0 the count. In the Royals' 7th, it'll be Quirk, Wilson, and Seitzer. Just missed inside. The Royals thought they had a strike, but it's 3-0. There's the strike, and it's 3-1, and Brantley was taking all the way. Brantley was. Charlie taking a little bit of time here. Now he has the sign. High drive to deep right center field, and it is gone. Phil Brantley rides 1 out of here to deep right center. Now it's a 5-2 ball game. Bradley's 3rd home run of the year, his 22nd run driven in. That is the 8th home run off Charlie Lebrandt. Bradley never caught the pitch. He went out and got it and drove it hard to the opposite field. Now John Christensen, who's 0 for 2 tonight, is grounded out twice. So Phil Bradley, who lives in Columbia, Missouri still, hurts the Royals with a home run here. The pitch to Christensen. Breaking ball down and in. 1-0. Still 5-2 Royals. Boy, both sides have been efficient. The Royals have 5 runs on 7 hits. The Mariners 2 runs on just 2 hits. Foul back. He had to pitch in on him that time, and it's 1-1. Low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Reed has stopped throwing down in the bullpen now. There's Phil Bradley sitting down at the end of the Seattle dugout. Well, he took something off that pitch, a swing and a miss, and the count 2-2. Up the right field line and trouble. Going to drop in. That'll be extra bases. Christensen headed for second. Tartable's throw is not in time. Now a two-out double. And Jim Presley headed for the plate. 5-2 Royals with 2 out in the 6th. But the Mariners making noise now. Most of the action in this ball game has been with 2 men out for both sides. Richardson did not hit the ball well at all. Did a little dunker up the right field line, but right into no man's land. And then it kicked off. Tartable had to play it off the sidewall and wait for it. Now out comes Gary Blaylock to have a chat with Charlie Leibrandt. Charlie has pitched so very well. This man's done an outstanding job for the Royals, hasn't he? Didn't take long to say whatever Gary had to say. Jim Presley in there now. Now Reed goes back to work in the Seattle bullpen. I got a feeling Scott Bankhead is not going to pitch the 7th inning. Here's Presley, the cleanup hitter for the Mariners. Cue shot off the end of the bat. Balbone's got it, steps on the bag, and that's the inning. So Leibrandt gets out of it. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 man left, and we'll go to the 7th at the Kingdome. Royals 5, Mariners 2. New pitcher for the Mariners, Jerry Reed, takes over here in the 7th. Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the Royals Television Network.
Get in the swing of it. Royals baseball. Royals baseball.
Jerry Reed, the right-hander, takes over for Scott Bankhead now. Bankhead worked 6 innings, surrendered 7 hits, 5 runs, 1 home run. Struck out 4, walked 1, and 1 walk scored. Reed has worked in 12 ball games. He has no wins, no losses, no saves. He's thrown 25 innings, surrendered 28 hits, 5 home runs, walked 8, struck out 15. And Jamie Quirk bounces one over the mound. Reynolds, the second baseman, easy flip to first. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jerry Reed. Well, Scott Bankhead was perfect through the first 15 minutes of the ball game. Make that 14. And then Bosley double. Balboni hit the 2-run home run. Royals got 2 more hits, but no more runs in the 5th. And then put up 3 more on Balboni's 2-out double. Strike to Willie Wilson. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Ground ball headed for right. Great stop by Reynolds. Look at that play. Wilson is safe. Boy, Reynolds is playing some second base here tonight. Great stop by the Mariners second baseman, and he got rid of the ball in a hurry.
Actually, the throw wasn't all that bad either, considering he was prone when he made it. Look at this throw.
Well, Davis, you saw him late getting back to first base. He had to see if he could make the play, too. And he was still moving when the throw was made, and he was on the wrong side of the bag and couldn't help Reynolds out any at all. So Willie picks up an infield single. Hey, the Mariners are really playing some defense in this ball game. Kevin Seitzer's 0 for 3. Throw to first. Willie's back, and Willie may be thinking about running here.
There's just a different spirit on this Mariner club than we've seen in years past. Guys diving all over the place, not afraid at all to get their uniforms dirty. They think they can win.
Playing like a team that believes in themselves. Dave Valley has thrown out 5 out of 10 runners who have tried to steal against him. Willie has a good lead right now. Checking out Reed's move, draws a throw, and he's back. Willie has stolen 13, been caught 3 times. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Royals, 2 runs, 3 hits for the Mariners. We're in the 7th in Seattle. Bud Black will pitch the wrap-up game of the series tomorrow against Mike Moore.
Mariner middle infielders now kind of bunched up the middle towards second base. I look for Seitzer to try to shoot one through the hole between first and second with Alvin Davis holding Wilson close over there.
Reynolds is playing an interesting spot. Kevin's a good opposite field hitter, and Reynolds is over towards second. Benny, when you say the name Mike Moore, your mind drifts back to last September in Royal Stadium, and Bo Jackson hitting a monstrous home run off him up on the bank in left.
I'm sure Mike hasn't forgotten it.
Pitch was inside. Willie is running, and he's got it stolen. So Willie was intending to run all the time, and he swipes the base, his 14th of the year.
Watch the swing that Kevin Seitzer, tell you what, you won't see it, but Kevin swinging to protect Willie, and the ball was almost on top of him when he just kind of made a little afterthought swing.
You've seen jump passes, you've seen jump shots. That was a jump swing. You don't see many of those. Now out comes Dick Williams. He wants to. He's going to talk to the umpire or Dave Valley. I think they're talking about possible interference. Kevin Seitzer wants to hear the conversation. He might be asking Valley if he got hit, and if so, if he's all right. And now Valley goes out the mound to say something to his pitcher. He might have gotten nicked by the bat after Seitzer took a swing. And he's going to try to make a couple of throws here to see if he's all right. So Kevin might have nicked him with the bat with the aftermath of that swing he took. Now a base hit here could pick up another run. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kevin Seitzer. Wilson at second with 1 out. Breaking ball up and in. 2-1. Two and two. At second. Seitzer spoiled a pitch out away from him. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's interesting. Reynolds trying to dog the runner. He's still way over near second base, and there's still a big hole on the right side for Kevin Seitzer. He goes the other way with it. Moses on the run, and he's going to pick it off. Wilson has to stay at second. Seitzer lines to center. And 2 out now with Wilson at second for Danny Tartabull. And I'll tell you what, John Moses is playing some center field here tonight. We've talked about Presley. We've talked about Reynolds. Moses made the great running catch shallow back in the 5th inning, and now runs that one down.
Moses really plays within himself out there too, Fred. He doesn't get out of control and overrun the ball. He keeps his eye on it.
Breaking ball away, swing and a miss, 1 strike, Danny Tartabull. Danny out on the fly to right, out on the fly to left, and is struck out tonight. 0-2. Got the outside part of the plate. Jackknife to get out of the way of the pitch inside. Reynolds to first, and that's the inning. No runs ahead. Royals lead 1 to the bottom of the 7th in the Kingdom. Royals 5, Mariners 2. The score scoreboard telling the story here. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Royals leading the Mariners 5-2. Charlie Leibrandt back to the mound will face Alvin Davis, Dave Valley, and Domingo Ramos here. Inside, off-speed pitch, and a count 1-0. Alvin Davis is grounded to second and grounded out to shortstop. Left field, and Bosley retreating makes the catch. 1 out. Some of the players receive a gift from Moen, the makers of the Pulsation Shower Head that lets you choose the water flow from pulsating to gently soothing. The Pulsation Shower Head from Moen. Dave Valley has walked and grounded out to third. And an end 2-0. I think you raise an interesting question between innings about the attendance here. The biggest crowd they've ever had for a baseball game here was 57,762 for a game against the Angels in April of '77. That is a fair ball in the corner. Valley's on his way to second, and he's in there. So Dave Valley 1 for 2 now. One more base runner, and the Mariners get the tying run to the plate. The largest baseball crowd ever here was for the All-Star game in July of '79. They had 58,905 in there. So if the Mariners ever really get it going, they could really put some numbers up in attendance. This place is big enough. $25,083 in here tonight. Watching this ball game, 21,000 last night, so the attendance picking up a little bit here in the Northwest. I think it's safe to say that Mariner fans are responding to Mariners' good play this early in the season. Here's Ramos. He has struck out twice against Leibrandt tonight. Did not get a good hack out at that time. And the count is a ball on the strike to the right-handed hitter. Ramos, 5 hits and 20 at-bats. He's driven in a couple of runs. Got one home with a ground ball last night. Gave the Mariners their first run of the ball game. Two balls and a strike. Not only do they have 25,000 here tonight, they're pretty enthusiastic, making some noise, trying to get something going.
Sound really does reverberate in this place, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. 2-1 pitch. Bouncer, great stop by Seitzer, comes up throwing, and he got him. Well, what an excellent defensive ball game we're seeing from both sides here. 2 out now with the runner at second. And the Royals answer defense with defense.
Infielders constantly picking themselves up off the deck to throw out base runners in this game.
Now John Moses is over to tonight. Kevin Seitzer's played some third base, hasn't he?
He really has.
What more could you ask for a guy when George Brett gets hit than to play the kind of defense Seitzer has played and hit .322 for you? Monday night, the Royals will be at the 1/3 point of the season. As Kevin Seitzer making a strong run for the Rookie of the Year honors at the 1/3 point. You'd have to say yes, wouldn't you? Well, Seitzer almost got caught between ops that time, and he made the play. And the inning over. No runs, a hit, 1 left. And after 7, Royals 5, Mariners 2.
7 inning totals at the Kingdome in Seattle. The Royals 5 runs, 8 hits and an error. The Mariners 2 runs, 4 hits and no errors. And not all of the 25,083 fans in the Kingdome are Mariner fans tonight. Here we go to the 8th. And again, Denny Matthews.
Hi, Denny. Thank you. George Orta walked and scored in the 6th inning. Royals with 2 runs in the 5th and 3 in the 6th. And in both cases, all the commotion started after Bankhead had retired the first 2 men. 1 strike on George Orta. Jerry Reed working his 2nd inning. Late swing on a fastball. This will get into the crowd down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes on George Orta. Another long drive to center, but this one will be caught. As twice George has had Moses back near the warning track. Frank White, 1 out of 3. An infield single and a run scored in the 6th. Buddy Black will pitch against Mike Moore in the final game of the series tomorrow afternoon. Reed got Frank to chase that breaking ball and is now down to the pitcher 0-2. Reed, 31 years old. He's bounced around Phillies, Cleveland, 2nd year with the Mariners. And down goes Frank White. First strikeout for Jerry Reed on that breaking ball. Here's Bosley, who twice has set up Steve Balboni. Balboni's driven in 5 runs. A 2-run homer in the 5th, a 3-run double in the 6th. Well, you know, Bankhead thinking what might have been. Nobody on, 2 out in the 6th. He walked Orta. And then Frank White and Thad Bosley both picked up infield hits. Tantalizing ground balls. There's a base hit by Bosley, and he's 3 out of 4. And then Bankhead surrendered the opposite field double by Steve Balboni, which really busted the game open. And here is Steve, who's 2 out of 3, 5 RBIs. That ties the career high for 1 game. Royals will use a pinch runner for Thad Bosley. Bo Jackson. to Balboni. Steve now has his average above the 200 mark. He's at 202. So Balboni an easy out this time, but he has already inflicted much damage. Royals lead one. They have stranded 5. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Royals 5, Mariners 2. Harold Reynolds leads off. The Royals out in front 5-2. Reynolds has a hit and has scored one of the 2 Seattle runs. Jackson in left ran for Bosley. Harold Reynolds 1 out of 2. Charlie Leibrandt has permitted 4 hits, 3 of them for extra bases. 2 doubles, a home run, and a single. A 5-2 lead in this ballpark is not a big lead, not at all. Foul out of play. Edwin Nunez throws in the Seattle bullpen. 1-2 on Harold Reynolds. Salazar to Balboni. One away, and Mickey Brantley will come up. Some of the players receive a gift from Casio, makers of the popular TV 400. A 2-inch color handheld TV with built-in speaker and antenna. Casio, a world leader in consumer electronics. Mickey Brantley is 0 for 3. Drove in 4 runs last night. Leibrandt has 3 strikeouts. He's gotten Ramos on a called 3rd strike twice. And he's walked only 1. That was way back in the 2nd. A foul ball out of play. Two runs, 4 hits. So as usual, Leibrandt pitching a very efficient game. No frills, no thrills. Trying to win number 7. Right through there. Good fastball. His bat, but got a hit. Mickey Brantley singles to left. Here's Phil Bradley, who hit an opposite field home run his last time up. He's 1 out of 3. How about the Brewers, Denny? Yankees got 4 runs in the top of the 8th. They took a 6-4 lead, but the Brewers got 2 in the 8th to tie and 1 in the 9th to win it. B.J. Surhoff got the game-winning RBI. Plesac beat Righetti. Plesac now 1-0. Righetti 4-2. Kittle and Winfield homered for the Yankees. Molitor for the Brewers. 52,366 saw that match tonight in Milwaukee. Dan Quisenberry and Steve Farr go to work in the Royals bullpen. 1 more runner, and the Mariners have the tying run at the plate. And as I said a moment ago, 5-2 isn't much. Not here. motion, laid off the pitch, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Charlie has completed 3 of 11 starts. Right in there, 2-1. Bradley knows it was a strike and knows it was a good pitch. Mickey Brantley at first, a 1-out single. 5-2 Royals, bottom of the 8th. Brantley did not have a big lead. Two and 1 to Phil Bradley. Good slider, got the inside corner. That pitch really had him, Denny. If he'd have swung at that, he'd have been all tied up. And Phil, showing some maturity as a hitter, took that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Charlie tried to jam him with that one, but missed. And now it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. The tying run to the plate. And that's only the second walk given up by Leibrandt, the first since the second inning. Well, back in the 6th inning, when the Royals were batting, the bases were loaded with 2 men out. Scott Bankhead came to the crossroads. The score was 2-1. Balboni doubled in 3 runs. And now, as Gary Blaylock and Billy Gardner talk things over, Charlie Leibrandt has reached the fork in the road. John Christensen, the batter, doubled his last time up. He's 1 out of 3. Good change. He kept it away from him, and it's no balls and a strike. Charlie, throughout this game, has really been pulling the string on Christensen. Leibrandt thinking ground ball. A double play, and the Royals are out of the inning. Another change. Now Quirk and Leibrandt will talk over the next couple of pitches.
Well, that screwball-like changeup of his is just $1 million pitch. Charlie can probably pitch inside as well as any pitcher in the major leagues without a blazing fastball, and what sets it all up is that circle change of his that acts like the screwball and breaks away from the right-handed batter.
And in the last 3 or 4 games, Denny, he's been using his breaking ball, which he really didn't use that much in the first 6 or 7 outings. He's been using that pitch a little bit more, and that just gives the hitter another added look. Leibrandt's advantage, 0-2. Keeping everything away from Christensen. Well, everything's been away. Let's see if Quirk continues to stay outside. Watch where Jamie sets the target. Once again, they go away from him, and he fouls it off. Better than 25,000 watching this game. 25,083. They've paid attendance, and they're whooping it up. The Mariners making a run at the Royals right here in the bottom of the 8th. Quisenberry and Farr continue to throw in the bullpen. Brantley at second. Bradley's at first. Brantley singled. Bradley walked. 1 and 2 on John Christensen. Jim Presley, who's had a miserable series, will be next, and Charlie wants Quirk to roll through the signs again. Sooner or later, they might come inside. Everything away. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, and they're squirming in the Royals dugout. Billy probably asking Jose Martinez about the defensive alignment. Maybe an outfielder. And Jose's going to move somebody. Here's the pitch. 3-2. And every single pitch that Charles has thrown to Christensen has been away. Well, now he's got to come in or load the bases for the power-hitting Jim Presley. Two on, 1 out. The pitch. Popped him up. That pitch was away. Frank White the catch. He took it right away from Balboni. Frank had the best angle, and he got there to make the play. They came very close to bumping together. But Charlie Leibrandt keeping everything away from Christensen, and Charlie won the battle as Frank was able to make the catch with Balboni right next to him. But now Jim Presley, and what worries you here, Denny, is the fact that he's 1 out of 11 in the series. That one hit was a scratch hit off Saberhagen in his last at bat here on Thursday night. And you don't keep a hitter like Presley down forever, and that's what Leibrandt and Kirk are talking about right here.
They really have pitched him well. Quisenberry and Farr definitely ready in the bullpen if Billy Gardner decides to go that way.
Jim Presley so far in this series has been a very impatient hitter. I mean, he's been swinging at everything. Tonight he's been called out on strikes, didn't swing at anything. But then in the 4th inning, he bounced to shortstop. In the 6th inning, he grounded out to first. Out comes Billy Gardner. And he has a choice. Several. Stay with Leibrandt? If not, which pitcher do you choose? Leibrandt and Quirk convinced the Royals manager that the stuff is still good enough. He can get Presley. So we'll see. 2 on, 2 out, 5-2 Royals. That's the tying run at the plate. The man who has hit 11 home runs, who has driven in 39. Brantley at second, Bradley at first. 2 away, 8th inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Presley played to pull by the Royals, infield and outfield, but obviously strong enough to hit the ball out of any portion of this ballpark. A lot of hitters are. Big swing, he just barely got a piece of it, and that really rocked Royals catcher Jamie Quirk. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think that pitch was a little bit better than Charlie Leibrandt wanted to make it, and Presley would like to have it back again.
Had a good swing, didn't he? So Jamie getting himself pulled back together. Meanwhile, Leibrandt taking over his 1-1 pitch with runners at first and second, 2 away. Now Jerry Don Gleaton throws beside Quiz in the bullpen. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. So Farr is no longer up. After Presley, it's Alvin Davis, who is a left-handed batter. So if Presley should keep things going, I imagine Billy would want Gleaton instead of 2 right-handers. Davis is awfully tough. Trying to pull the pitch out away from him, and a ground ball foul past third base. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, what are you going to do, Charles? You're going to stay away from Presley? If Presley continues to try to pull, the pitch outer half would be an excellent choice. Let's see where Jamie sets up. 2-2 to Presley with 2 on and 2 out and a 3-run Royal lead. He's going to go away, way away. So now the runners will go. Brantley from second, Bradley from first. That means on any kind of an extra base hit, the Mariners would have a chance to score 2 and pull within 1. So Lee Brandt about to uncork his biggest pitch of the night. 3-2, 2 out to the cleanup hitter Presley. He went after a pitch out away from him, and Charlie will have to hurry, and they got him. So Presley did not yield to the pitcher. He tried to pull an outside pitch, and Lee Brandt is out of it. 1 hit, no runs, a walk, and 2 left. And after 8, Royals lead 5-2. Ninth inning, and Edwin Nunez comes in to pitch for the Seattle Mariners. Royals will send up Salazar, Quirk, and Wilson. So to the 9th we go, and here again, Denny Treese.
All right, Edwin Nunez has pitched well for the Mariners so far this year. 7 saves already, despite spending some time on the disabled list with the chicken pox of all things. Nunez, a big 24-year-old right-hander, 6'5", 235 pounds. He'll face Angel Salazar leading off the Kansas City ninth. Angel goes after the first pitch and doesn't get it. Would you believe when the Mariners signed Edwin Nunez, he had just turned 16. He then stood 6'3" and weighed only 170 pounds. He was a boy then. He is definitely a man now. 1-1 the count here to Salazar. Royals have a good track record in this situation. They are 25-0 when leading going into the 9th inning. Haven't let one get away yet. Fouled out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Started, went 6 innings, gave up 5 runs on 7 hits, walked 1, struck out 5, gave up a home run to Steve Balboni. Just misses. 3-2. Jerry Reed won a couple of innings. Gave up just 2 harmless singles. Now Nunez with the payoff pitch to Salazar. He swung at ball 4, and Nunez throws him out. Some of the players receive a camera from Yashica, makers of the new 230 AF autofocus single lens reflex. Catch the winning slide into home with the innovative trap focus, the Yashica 230 AF autofocus SLR camera. Here's Jamie Quirk, 1 for 3 tonight. Breaking pitch over. Fastball at the knees, 0-2. Looking ahead to the Seattle ninth, Alvin Davis, Dave Valley, and Domingo Ramos scheduled. Quirk perturbed with the call there by home plate umpire Joe Brinkman. Tomorrow night, Buddy Black. Tomorrow afternoon, I should say. Buddy Black against Mike Moore. And then on Monday evening, at the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Mark Gubazza against Les Straker. Tuesday night, we'll be back on the air with you on the Royals Television Network on most of these same stations. Danny Jackson will replace Brett Saberhagen in the Royals rotation. In case you joined us late and hadn't heard, Brett Saberhagen has a sprained ankle, stepped on a ball while running in the outfield here. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Jamie Quirk. 1 out, nobody on in the Royals half of the 9th inning. 5 runs, 9 hits for the Royals. 2 runs on 5 hits for Seattle so far. Burke hits it hard on one big hop to Harold Reynolds, and 2 out. Now it's up to Willie Wilson to get something going. Willie beat out an infield hit his last time up, stole second, but was stranded there as Kevin Seitzer lined out to center, and then Tartabull grounded out to end the inning. Willie fighting off the inside fastball, foul. The 0-1 pitch. Dancing out of the way. Fouled back off the screen. Minnesota Twins hanging in there tonight against the Texas Rangers. That game in the 11th inning now, tied 2-all. Really with a defensive swing there. Bounces it into the camera bay. Milwaukee came from behind to beat New York 7-6. Dan Plesac winning it in relief for Milwaukee. Deep center field. John Moses has had a field day out there. Hauls in another one. The Royals go in order. We go to the bottom of the 9th with the Royals still leading 5-2. Lee Brandt now will try to finish what he started. He'll face Alvin Davis to lead off the bottom of the 9th for Seattle. Davis hitless in 3 trips tonight. Lined out to left his last time up there. Texas and Minnesota now are in the 13th inning. Quisenberry and Bleaton continue to throw in the Royals bullpen. Twins and Rangers tied 2-2 in the 13th. A lot of extra inning action today over in the National League. The San Francisco Giants beat Houston in 12, 4-3. Royals leading this one 5-2. The 1-2 the count to Davis. If Lee Brandt can finish it, it would be his 4th complete game of the year. Defensive swing. Alvin Davis just spoils Lee Brandt's pitch. Dick Williams, a little antsy in the Mariner dugout. Two balls, 2 strikes. Walked 2 in the game. Got him swinging. 4th strikeout for Charlie. 1 out in the 9th, and Dave Valley coming up. Really dropped. Dave Valley doubled down the line to left his last time up. As a matter of fact, ball hit right on the left field line. 1 for 2 officially, walked in the 2nd. Valley having a good series, was 3 for 4 last night, 2 doubles and a single. Good looking young catcher. Brandt's 0-1 pitch to him. Bounce towards Seitzer. Throws on the move, and it's perfect. The Royals and Lee Brandt are out away. Domingo Ramos stands between Charlie Leibrandt and his 7th victory of the year. Leibrandt has pitched him well tonight. Struck him out the first 2 times he faced him, got him to ground out in the 7th. On the inside corner for a strike. Royals got 2 runs in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. The Mariners 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 6th. 1-1 pitch to Ramos. Swinging this time at the inside pitch and didn't get it. Leibrandt can turn out the lights in the Mariner dugout on this pitch. Just missed it. The middle, a 2-out base hit for Ramos, and the Mariners are still breathing. Now Charlie Leibrandt knows that John Moses is the man he cannot afford to let reach base. Frank Howard explaining things to Domingo Ramos. He can't afford to get caught wandering away from first. If Moses gets on, it would bring the tying run to the plate. Moses is due 0 for 3 tonight, 3 ground ball outs. And here comes Billy Gardner. So Charlie Leibrandt comes that close, but can't finish it. Dan Quisenberry will be coming in after a 2-out single by Domingo Ramos. And with Quisenberry on the way, let's pause for this announcement. Dan Quisenberry, who has not allowed a run in his last 7 relief appearances, now will try to sink the Mariners' hopes. Quiz began the season by not allowing a run in his first 8 outings. Charlie Leibrandt struck out Alvin Davis to begin the 9th. Dave Valley grounded out. Then Domingo Ramos lined a single to center off Leibrandt, and that was it for Charlie. Now the switch-hitting John Moses will bat left-handed against Quisenberry. Quiz making his 20th appearance of the year. On the outside corner for a strike. Royals shading Moses to the opposite field. Outfielders are not deep. Time called. Quisenberry let the ball go anyway, and it almost hit John Moses, who is standing about 2 steps out of the batter's box. Watch this. Time called. Moses isn't even looking now as Quisenberry delivers it. It almost hit his bat.
I don't know what Quiz was doing.
Don't either. Now he's ready with the 0-1 pitch to Moses. And a good stop by Quirk. One ball, 1 strike. Harold Reynolds on deck. Line foul. So once again, the Mariners are down to their final strike. Mariner dugout. Quisenberry rubbing up a new baseball. Count remains 1-2. Bounce toward the middle. White over there to cut it off. Throws out Moses, and that's the ball game. So Dan Quisenberry slams the door on the Mariners in the ninth, and the Royals win it by a score of 5-2. For the Royals, 5 runs, 9 hits, and an error. For Seattle, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. The Mariners stranded 6 base runners. The Royals left